All right, what's up, Migo like geeks and freaks? It's been quite a long time since I've done a video or a stream, but we're going to stream tonight because I got some good shit to show you. Some really good shit. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? Let's start with the easy shit first. Some of the shit's been waiting for a while and something actually came in today. So let's pick the easy shit. The stuff that might not be so exciting. This I thought was actually kind of cool. I got this at Dollar Tree, Marvel Avengers. Created activity set, build 3 paper Avengers for $1.25. We got Black Panther, Captain America, and Iron Man. They look quite tall, to be honest with you. Unless this kid's really short, but almost look like they'd be in the this. If this is the actual size, they're about 8 or 9 inches. That's what she said. That's right. All right, let's move that to the side. Also, while the Dollar Tree floating around, and came across some of the new Venom figures. These are the crawlers. If you know, they came in this. The card is different. So the orange card was the good guys. I forget what it was, but these are the new Venom series. You can see the colors. Same figures before. They paint them and they put these kind of what looks like glow in the dark green on them. As a matter of fact, I was in Gilbert Rodriguez's Final Faction group the other day, or today, sorry, and I saw a pop up. Somebody reported. I don't know why they reported it, but apparently there's a prototype where they had this big kind of plastic creature and you would fill it with slime at the top, then you would like fold it and bring it up and it would push the slime out the bottom. But they said because of the cost of it, because it wouldn't be $1.25, it's too much to make, they're not going to do it. So that's a shame. Oh well. All right, also came across the gold edition armor set for the gold edition vehicle. So the gold edition is this special series. They actually did the buggy in gold, and this is the armor set. I got a few of those I picked up. I was very excited for that. All right. That's it for the Final Faction and the Dollar Tree. Let's go on to some other stuff, shall we? If you have any comments, feel free to chat them down there, but let me throw this up there. I want to say that I'd like for you guys to visit my friends, Nair and Kavora at Star Pod Log, the classic science fiction fantasy podcast. We have been doing Mr. Hurley, a.k.a. Dr. Durant, Max, Santa Claus, Overnighter, and myself have done quite a few. We've done quite a few podcasts for them, and they've been very gracious in allowing us into their home to go ahead and do that. So let's give these guys let's give them a big round of applause to Star Pod Log. Please check them out. Excellent podcast. All kinds of cool vintage stuff. Lots of good stuff. And Nair and Kavora are 2 very, very cool people. Very cool people. I actually met them in person before. Good group there. Good couple there, sorry. All right, so I thought I'd throw that out there. Throw a little chat piece up here. All right. As you can see, there's some Kung Fu going on in the background. Some of you guys should be able to identify that. If you can't, you don't know your Kung Fu movies, I should say. I'm going to open this with this crappy-ass screwdriver that I think I also got at Dollar Tree. This came in a few days ago. I was in Las Vegas last week for a conference with a vendor, and I was very fortunate. Had a great time there. I actually won an award. I was up for 2 awards, and I won one of them, and one of my buddies won the other. And you know what? I was very happy for him. I really was. It was nice for him to get something too. Okay, he wrote something on the bag. It's nice for my friend to get something too. It was nice for him to go up. Meanwhile, our other friend sitting behind me. It was like a big stage. It was in a Vegas hotel. It's a huge room. It's beautiful. It's almost like it was like an expensive wedding. And he went up on stage. And my buddy was like, "Hey man, you should have got that. Go tackle him." Just a joke. But kind of, I'm like, nah, everything's all good. All right. So what do we add in here? Well, yep, we've got a nice example. Got a little bit of the stain in the ass, like it took a dumpski back here. But we got a nice example. Very tight joints. Except for this foot's a little loose. But other than this foot right here, this figure's wicked tight. Like almost like somebody glued him, or he hasn't been played with much, and his outfit's in really good shape. So we're going to add him over there. And I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we have 8 of these suckers now. I gave away so many Tomlin figures when I first started collecting a few years ago to other collectors to help them out. And It is what it is. It's all about helping the people. So there's your Tomlin Yeti for Abominable Snowman. If you don't have one, my suggestion is check them out. They're very cheap, but they're very, very cool. All right, what else we got in here? Oh, yes. Let's check this out. While in the process of trying to complete my LJM Mr. Action land sea sled and the ATV and have some really good conversations, I saw Doc Rosen, who actually lives less than an hour from me, has some really good examples, and our good friend John Marshall, who's an expert on GI Joe, and wrote at least one book. I think he wrote several books. He's written some articles. Matter of fact, he wrote an article in Toy Shop years ago that he put something, my old website he put in there. And John's a really good guy. I've never met him in person. He's a good dude. So let me show you some of the stuff that I researched. I'm trying to find pieces to complete the set, was able to come up with. I'm very excited because I learned a few things along the way. This happens to be one of the sharks from the land sea sled. It's pretty easy identifiable because it's what they call it. They call these a jiggler oily or an oily jiggler. Very cheap. It's got this giant Hong Kong on the bottom. There's other versions, if they say, Irwin or Empire, forget. That is not the one that came in Mr. Action. I bought one, and that was not the one. They look similar, but they're not. Got these really poorly painted eyes. They're just really shitty, overall. But these came in big sets. These were available in vending machines. They're also available. There's a guy on eBay now. I had a little bit of discussion with him. He's got the whole box, like the box of Jigglies, like you go in the toy store, Dollar Tree, or whatever they have. And it's got a shark. It's got a porpoise with teeth. It's got a whale. It's got a couple other sea creatures, and I got a couple of them. But this is actually the same one that they put in with the Mr. Action, LJ Mr. Action land sea sled, which is blue. I should have brought it up. I apologize. I forgot. Along that line, what I was also able to come up with and very, very excited about was I found this, which is, it was marked G.I. Joe. And this looks like, similar to a G.I. Joe, spear gun, but it's not. It's actually Mr. Action. It's cheaper quality. It's got this piece hanging off the back, which is one of the ways you can know. And this came with the land sea sled. Now, this has 2 pegs on it. I think that's to attach it to the land sea sled. Matter of fact, let's go get that land sea sled, shall we? Let's get the ATV too. Give me 1 second. If Sancho's here, I tell him to roll the preparation H commercial. See what we got. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I should have had this shit ready. Wasn't thinking ahead. Been a little busy. But a couple of different versions of Mr. Action. We've got the bearded one, which you guys probably see a lot of. See the bearded Mr. Action. There's also the unbearded one. But he's pretty popular. He's got some joint. They came in several different versions. He's a G.I. Joe knockoff. Then they made this ATV knockoff. Now, I have 4 of them in green. A couple of them are faded. They've got this seat that goes up in the back. And I got really lucky. I actually happened to get a lot of G.I. Joe stuff. And I've said this before, this plastic piece. I'm like, I don't know what the hell that goes to. And then I wound up finding one of these ATVs on eBay. It's missing the crane, a couple of pieces. I was, holy shit, that's the seat. I can see in the picture. This gun I got from Brian Sanchez. Now, I've seen another version of this gun that Doc Rosen has in an ad. Then this kind of spotlight, which is very similar G.I. Joe. That goes in there. Also, while we're doing this, I'll show this to you because I guess I kind of jumped the gun. I've wound up getting one of these machetes. Again, it was listed as G.I. Joe. It's not G.I. Joe. That is Mr. Action. And this goes, if I'm correct, this is supposed to go here, I believe. Yeah. And so it goes here. Now it's missing the winch in the back. I think that's it. And then it was missing the alligators and the snake. I was able to pick up, again, an alligator. It's another oily jiggler, if you will. Able to pick it up on eBay, and this is another one that came in those packages. Pretty easily defined by the Hong Kong underneath. But you can kind of see there's one of the came with. They were just putting these crappy little rubber jigglers in with the sets, which is neat. This is a shark I got before. Now, I thought originally this was Mr. Action Shark, and if you take a look at it, it's very, very close, but this is not. This is made, I think it's Empire makes this. They're very similar. This is basically a knockoff of this. So they kind of go with the set. And this came in a box of sea creatures, and this is one of the sea creatures that also came in the box. I bought it because it looked like the one from Mr. Action. You see it says Hong Kong, and it's a porpoise. And you can see how poorly it's painted. But this is actually one of the two sharks that came in the set. Here is the land sea sled. It's missing a piece that goes over top. There's a flag. It's supposed to be for water. It's a knockoff of the G.I. Joe sea sled, which is a water-based vehicle. The two pieces here always seem to be broken off. But I just realized, and I didn't know this before, I just got this right now. I saw this gun, and it's always this way. Now, I noticed it had two pegs, and being someone who started collecting these things, I have two of these. I saw in the picture it's laying down on it, and if I take a really good look at this, you can see there's two holes, and they match these two pegs, I believe. Yep. And what happens is now we have the gun, and that is the proper what you call it, spear gun for it. Brian Sanchez is sending me another one. Said the tip broke off. That's what she said, but that's okay because they're hard to find. They show up in G.I. Joe lots, and they're just sometimes I guess they're just a pain in the ass. But it's also missing the flag and a couple other pieces. However, like I said, I was able to get one of the sharks, which I was very excited about. Let me get this back in there. When Sanchez sends me the other one, I'll hook up to my other sled. Brian actually was also very good and sent me some of the other stuff that kind of went with the figure for this set. He sent me one of the flippers because I have one, and if you take a look, looks like a G.I. Joe flipper. It's a little bit different size, but if you take a look, it's got this kind of crisscrossing on the back of this diamond pattern. That's a Mr. Action one. We've got the snorkel, very similar to G.I. Joe. What else is in here? We have the watch. Which again for Brian Sanchez, thank you. I have the knife sheath. Again, these are all pieces that Brian Sanchez had sent to me from stuff out of his G.I. Joe. And then if you take a close look inside here and open this up, but if you take a close, I bet I got this on eBay. There's actually a sheath with a knife, and that knife is a little more common than you might think. It shows up from time to time. All right, well, so now we've got a couple pieces. We got the right shark. We got a couple other extra pieces. Now I'm going to show you guys the really cool thing. So if you're not tuned in right now, you're going to have to check this later, and it's your loss. So your problem, eat shit. Okay, there we go. This is the big Mamba Jamba. And they had made 4 sets, these action sets, if you will. I forget what they call it. I got to take a look. We'll see when you open this. They made this tower over here, which is the mobile base tower, which I have a good portion of the pieces. Again, some of them I found in lots, which is that tower right there. That is just a modern Joe on it, if you will. And I'm upset because I actually had more pieces that were complete, but the guy's like, oh, I can't find them after I got them for a really low bid. So I know what happened. Somebody fucking, like usually eBay swept in and offered him more money if he sold it. And I was like, fuck that. Okay. All right, so let's see what we got here. I actually want to put this down. It's a little fragile, the plastic. All right, so this you're going to like. And if you're not tuned in, well, you fucked up. You should have stayed tuned in. Here we go. By the way, our Migo-like hate group apparently is growing. It's amazing how a hate group, as we've been called by some, can grow so big. Yet there's no hate in the room. It's funny how people like to project themselves onto others, don't they, to make themselves look better. What a sad state of affairs. I can't find my knife, so we're doing this with a screwdriver. Matt Custer once told me it's like a monkey trying to fuck a football. That's true. But we want to get this open because you're going to like what's inside here, I believe. find that part. Here. Let's get this open without damaging the internal product, shall we? Here, like this shit. And if you didn't tune in, well, you fucked up, like I said, because you're going to miss this shit. Let's open this up. Okay, here we go. This box out of the way. A little big. Just pull it from the floor. This table is not that big. And what's inside is pretty big. All right. Let's see. Here it is. Can't fucking believe I got it. Oh, shit. I think I just learned something new. I did. How about that? All right. It's called an Action Compact from LJ and Mr. Action. Here it is right here. Now I just found out where the gun goes to. There it is. There's the gun that Sanchez sent me. Went with the helicopter. I think the other gun that Doc Rosen put up might have been the one that went with the set. So one cool thing about being in this group, man, is a constant learning experience. You're always learning something new, which I love. Maybe one came with it, because I did see another set, an open set, go for sale. I was on one of those auction sites, and it had everything. It was all the pieces were in it, including this gun that's here. So I have a feeling they might have packaged both, but this is the helicopter set. That's right, the helicopter set, which is, let's turn it around so you can see it. It's kind of a gyrocopter here in the back, and this is unopened. Here it is right there, helicopter. You guys see that? There's the land sea sled. See, there's the spear gun I just got, and it's missing the flag, and you can see some of the parts that it came with. There's the mobile base tower. Mine's missing the steering wheel. I got most of the other parts. And the gun. No, I have the gun rack. I missed the guns. And then there's the jungle set that I just showed you guys. Apparently that jungle set came in green, yellow, and red, as John Marshall has an example of each. Actually, this is great. I can actually get some really good visual of what came with what. So let's see what we got here. So we've got, okay, so the rifle that came with that is different. Okay. But it's weird that the other one I said had it. Oh, I got this backwards. This is supposed to go this way. Okay. And it came with 2 gators. I see. And it came with a snake also, I believe. Yeah, there's the snake. There's 2 gators. And I guess you have to snap the pieces together. There's the winch. Very, very, very cool. Very, very cool. Accessorized sea land sled. You can see the sharks are in this one, and then the gators in the box over there. If you guys can see that. Guys, check it out. Wow. What a very cool set. He's got the he's got the whole thing here, the gyrocopter and everything. Action Compact snaps together in seconds. Scaled to fit G.I. Joe, Fighting Yank, Mr. Action, and other 12-inch action figures. Wow, this is really, it's a very cool set. I've never seen one boxed before other than a really tiny picture, if you will. LJ and Toys, Limited, 205th Avenue, New York, New York. The fabulous compact snapped together in seconds, available in the series Mr. Action Sea Land Sled and Jungle Journey. Also the Mr. Action Mobile Training Base, assembled height over 40 inches. Mr. Action figure not included. Fits G.I. Joe, Fighting Yank, Mr. Action, other 12-inch action figures. Collect them all. Something like that. Very, very, very cool. Well, one of the things I definitely want to look for are the rest of these sets. They're probably going to be a bitch to find. I know a few people in the group have some. I wonder if they have them. Boxed. Wow. This is a grail piece right here. I got to tell you, for me, this is a grail piece. Wow. Badass. Anyway, that's what we got for today. That's it. Hopefully you guys got to enjoy it. And if you didn't, well, fuck off. I don't give a shit. It's more for me to de-stress than for you to come in and offer me your opinions. I'm just kidding. So we're going to go put this all back together. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful evening. And everybody's all your wildest dreams are coming true. For the rest of you guys, if you didn't make it tonight, feel free to leave comments and so on. You may subscribe to the channel, but before I do, let me throw a prop out there for our good friends at Star Pod Log, the classic science fiction and fantasy podcast. No, they're not giving me money to do that. I do it because they're good people. Nara and Kavora are fucking awesome. I want to shoot them a little picture just in case they didn't get to tune in tonight. They do tune in periodically. Let's give them a little picture. I should have just recorded this for them while we're doing it. Let's see. Where are you, Nair? There we go. All right, here we go. Give them a little. All right, Nair, this one's for you. I'll put a little Star Pod Log up on the stream for tonight. Star Pod Log. Check it out. The classic science fiction fantasy podcast. There we go. And there we have it. So that's pretty much it. That's it. Hope everybody's doing well. Have a great evening. Peace, bitches.